Hello everyone, I'm Debbie Nolan with Henrico Recreation and Parks, and today I have Kathy Clifton with me today for our chair yoga class. We're so happy that you're here today to experience this type of yoga. Now before we even start, you'll need to get a couple of things arranged so that you can focus on your practice today. And the first one is that of course you're going to need a chair. You need to have a straight back chair, one without arms. It can be a kitchen table chair, that sort of thing, but just make sure it doesn't have arms. You can have a mat. It can be a yoga mat. Now you can see I have my chair resting on my yoga mat. That just purely keeps the chair from shifting on you as we go through our yoga practice. Now what you might want to also consider is if you don't have a yoga mat and you want to find a quiet room, and that quiet room might have carpeting, and the carpeting would serve the same purpose as the yoga mat did. In this case, I wouldn't use a beach towel because the beach towel could slide on a slick surface. So you want something that will anchor the chair. So you may have something else that would do that, or you may have grippers on your chair that will allow it not to move. So for today's practice, we're going to primarily be seated in the seat itself of the chair. So chair yoga is a wonderful practice for everyone. The practice of using the chair with the yoga poses can either intensify the benefits of that practice because you're using the chair as a prop, or it can be even more challenging for you. So it can be adaptive or it can be challenging. So as we move through the practice, you're going to want to notice the sensations that you feel because we work towards sensation and never pain. So we'll work in that direction and talk more about that as we move along. So to begin today, just place your hands on your knees. You can turn the palms up if you like. Slide back in your chair so that your bottom is near the back of the chair and your shoulder blades are touching it. I'm going to turn sideways on my chair so you can see a side view, and Kathy will be facing you in the different exercises, so in the yoga poses. So first, just as you're sitting in your chair, go ahead and shut your eyes. Good, and just breathe, because the essence of every yoga class is the breath. So we first want to start with that. Now if you find your feet aren't touching the floor in this practice, there's a couple things you can do. You can place the ball of your foot in contact, or you can put your feet on yoga blocks if you were to have them. You could actually put your feet on a book, a hardback book of the right height. That would work as well. So either one of those will be great to use. So just pick one or the other and have it at hand. If you need to stop and go find that for you, great. But the main thing is that you want to feel grounded in your practice. So once you're in position, shut your eyes and close them halfway, whichever one works better for you. And then just start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Now if you have a cold, part your lips, or if you have allergies or whatever, just part your lips and breathe through. Good, and just find the steadiness of your breath as you inhale and exhale. As we start to center, as we come to our practice today, let's leave outside the door the things that happened earlier today in the past and the things that may happen in the future, and just bring our awareness right now to this moment, because once this moment passes, it's gone forever. So having your awareness here so that we don't lose the benefits of that moment. And let's let go of judgment. Let's let go of preconceived notions of what we can and can't do, and just be where you are today. Notice how when we breathe, the front of the body, the chest, rises up to greet the breath. And then when you exhale, it's as if it grounds you. It feels like the shoulder blades in the back of the body just drops down towards the mat or towards the chair. Find the steadiness of your breath. And just be in the moment. Now notice any busy thoughts that are floating around in your mind and acknowledge them, and then perhaps on the inhale collect the thought, and then exhale, let go of it. All those things are important, but just not for your practice for the next few moments. Good, let's slowly open our eyes. Very nice. Now, first thing that we're going to start with is a variation of a warrior pose. Good. And in that pose, we're going to slide one leg back and one leg forward. So I'm going to talk about right and left in that. So the first thing that we're going to do, though, is to turn to the side, and we're going to work our way into that warrior pose. So the first thing we're going to do is turn on to our right side towards the back of the chair. So turn in the seat, good, and go ahead and flow to that point. So your right side is touching the back of the chair. So when you do that, good, once you're in place, then take the arm next to the chair, good, exhale and bring it to the seat of the chair or the back of the chair rung right at the very bottom. Then lift up your opposite hand and bring it to the other side. Good. Now, slide your other hand up so both hands are parallel, and this is a rotational pose. Take a big inhale and then rotate towards your right hand, and actually use your hands almost as if you're trying to square your torso with the seat of the chair in back. So very tall, and if you have no issues with your neck, just rotate your head and look over your shoulder to the right. Good. So first, it's just a seated twist. Here we're waking up the middle of your body. Good. After a moment or so, you may find that you can take a big inhale and then exhale, rotate just a little bit more. Very, very nice. Now let the head come forward. Now how we turn this pose into a rotational, from a rotational pose into a warrior pose is you're still going to be holding the back of the chair. Good. So eventually, but for the moment, slide both hands to your thighs. Now take your left leg. That's the leg that's not next to the back of the chair. So slide your left leg. What you're going to do is come to the edge of the chair in front, so your left leg is no longer touching the chair. Good. Your bun is not either. That would be your seated bun. Good. Now slide your hand down a little bit and hold the rung of the chair at the bottom. What you're going to do is slide that left leg back. So how do we do that? Just step back. Just a giant step back. Good. You can tuck your toe under. Good. And now that leg is pressing back. You should feel a lot of sensation right here in the hip flexor. Now hold right down here at the bottom of the back of the chair, joining into the seat. Good. Now once you're there, you can hold right here, put a hand on your hip if you like. Good. And then when you're feeling like you're settling into the pose, you can actually lift up your other arm. So this is seated warrior. Excellent. Now lift up through the middle of your body. Imagine you're zipping up your winter coat. Good. And then reach your arm out. If you don't like the arm being out, up in the air. Again, like I said, you can place it on your hip. Either one works. Good. So really think about a warrior. A warrior would be very strong and lifted. Inhaling and exhaling. Excellent. Breathing in and breathing out. Very, very, very nice. So seated warrior. Beautiful. Now take the back leg. Good. Hold on to your chair and just slide it back forward again. Excellent. So once you do that, we're going to turn so that our back is facing the chair. Now I'm going to rotate my chair here in a moment, but for right now, I'm going to keep it right where it is. So you face your feet to the front. Good. Now once again, you're going to come to the front of the chair and bring your seat right to the edge of the chair. So you should feel right there at your seat proper, your seat muscles touching the chair. Good. Reach back and hold those rungs at the very back of the chair. Good. So all the way back right here. Good. right here. You got it. There it is. Yay. So right back here. Now lift your sternum, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and walk your feet forward. Touch your heels into the floor and straighten your legs out. Good. So take a really big inhale and pull against that chair forward. Good. So this is a variation of seated forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Good. Excellent. Very nice. Now, opening the front of the body by holding onto the chair, opening up the chest. Good. Very nice. Now, sit back a little bit with your upper body. Slide your hands down to the seated chair. Good. Now, holding on here, you're going to hinge forward a little bit more. Good. Now, again, look up. Good. Now, by having your chair sitting on that yoga mat, it shouldn't move or go anywhere. Good. So what you're doing is just increasing the depth of the pose by changing your hand position. Now, if you need to put a little bend in your knees or whatever, that's all fine. Benefit of the pose is exactly the same. So seated forward fold. Good, and then come upright again. We'll do one more hand position change. So maybe you slide your hands right there to the curve in the very front. Good, and then exhale, fold forward. And again, this is a straight spine movement. Good, so we're just flowing forward. You can glance up at your eyebrows if you like. That helps keep your spine straight. Good. Very, very nice. Now, the interesting thing about the chair is that using it as a prop or an aid, somehow it still can make you feel like you're going to fall or something sometime, doesn't it? Even though you're very stable. Good. Flow back upright. That's excellent. Now pause, and you stay right where you are. Bend your knees and put the soles of your feet on the floor. I'm going to reverse my chair so that you can see the warrior from the other side. So keep doing what you're doing. Good. And I'm just reversing mine. Good. So we're going to turn to the side again, and this time we're going to turn to our left side to the chair. So as we turn to the left side to the chair, good. Again, bring one hand on the back of the seat, and this is one hand on the seat back, perhaps. Good. Now, bring your both hands to the back of the chair. Now, sit up really tall first, and we're just rotating first. Now, look down at your knees. What you want to look at here is you want your knees to stay parallel. When you rotate, try to push the leg that's next to the seat back forward so it doesn't slide back. Why do we do that? That means that it's sliding back because you're rotating in your pelvis too. Here you want to rotate around the middle of your body. So take a big inhale, push that chair left leg forward, take a big inhale, and exhale, rotate at the middle of your upper body. Good. Now don't be afraid to hold on to the chair to help you rotate. Lift up, zip up your winter coat, look over your left shoulder. Very nice. Now, in the sensation, in the poses, when we start the pose, you start to feel the edge of the muscle movement. That's the beginning of the sensations that you feel. And as you work through the pose, you find this differentiation as it grows longer. So it's a long pose. You'll find a difference in how it feels. You'll be able to open a little bit more as you're in the pose. Good, but never work to the point where you just push into the pose and cause harm. No pain. Challenge, yes. No pain. Very nice. So a seated twist. Twists in your mind. Imagine your torso is like the dishwashing cloth. You wring the water out of the dishwashing cloth, and that's what we're doing right here. Just twisting in the middle of the body to help balance out. Good. In yoga, we'd say that you were releasing some of the toxins in your body by doing this. Good. Now, look forward to your knees. Good. And let's bring both hands to the front of the chair. Now, this is where we move into to the warrior. So slide your bottom to the front seat of the chair. So as you do that, your left leg's going to be on the chair. Your right leg's actually not touching it anymore. Good. Now, hold first at the top of the chair. Good. Take your right leg and slide it all the way back in the yoga warrior position. Good. Now as you slide your leg back, tuck your toe under and push your knee back. No, the other way. Put the pad of your toe down. Good. Now slide your whole foot back towards me. Good. That's it. That's far enough right there.
I'm getting a cramp, sorry.
That's all right. Cross your leg and that will help release it. Good. So if that happens, and which is frequent, sometimes we haven't drunk enough water. Good. Sometimes we're not hydrated enough, so and maybe you needed to eat a banana. Remember your potassium levels and so forth. But once you're in the position, if you're here and you don't have a cramp, slide your hand down and hold at the base of the back of the chair. Good. Remember that. You can take your right arm, you can place it on your hip. Good. You can also reach up to the sky if you like. Good. Very, very nice. So whatever one works. Now if you have a cramp, stand up and push down into it. Good. So seated warrior. Just don't go as deep. Now we get cramps sometimes because we're asking the muscles to do something a little different. And they're going, I don't really want to do that. Good. So seated warrior. In this case, seated warrior 1. Excellent. If your hand's in the air, just bring it to your hip. And pause. Very, very, very nice. Now, go ahead and continue to hold on to the chair. Reach your other hand forward and place it on the front thigh. Slide that back leg forward. Excellent. So as you do that, we're going to change our foot position again. So bring your back to the chair. So as you bring your back to the chair, good. Pause right here, and I'm going to move my chair again so everybody can see. Good. And we have it all in place. Now we're going to think about, in fact, I'm going to turn mine this way. Oh boy. And so a moment ago we did cedar forward fold with the feet forward, legs out, like so. Now we're going to change the leg position a little bit. You know, I never noticed when we had banquets here before how much these chairs are laid back. So try to sit with your back not against the back of the chair when that's the case. You want to have upright position. So slide forward so you're on the edge of the seat so that you can reach back and hold those rungs of the chair right there. Good, wherever your chair is. So now we slid our legs forward before. Now let's open them wider. Now the same kind of position. Now if your heels feel like they're sliding or something, just bend your knees a little bit more until you feel a stable position. So first, legs wide pose. Have the hands. You can even move the hands a little further up. Straight spine first. So here, hinging forward. And a hinge just means from this point in your body where the thigh is joining in with the torso, you're moving forward without rounding. Good. We will use the rounding in a moment. So flow forward. Good. Just a different leg position. Good. In fact, you can try pointing your toes if you like. You may feel like you're going to fall forward if that happens. So flex your heels. Good. Push into the floor. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. So by holding the back of the chair, you're opening the fronts of your shoulders. Good. And you're also lengthening through your spine as you grow upright. Good, very nice. Now slide the legs back together, slide the hands down to the side for a moment. Very nice. So we're going to do a variation of the ones that we've just done, and you're still on the front edge of the chair. Let's take our left leg and cross it on top. Good. And once you do that, go ahead and hold tight. Good. Take a big inhale. Now what we're going to do is hold the chair back, take a big inhale, and hinge forward. Now at first you may not feel a lot of sensation here. That's okay. Good. Then you may find you can slide your hands further down on the chair and hinge further forward. Good. flex the foot that's in the air and spread the toes. Wake those toes up. Good. Keep finding those positions for you. Good, and you may find you can go a little bit further forward. Now on this one, you should feel a lot of sensation in the thigh, but not so much in the knee. If you're feeling more in the knee, just change the foot position. Good, and what would you change it to? You would basically just slide it in a little bit. That usually relieves some of the pressure there. You can also put your hand here to help anchor. Good, keep the other hand on the chair somewhere. Good, good. Very, very nice. So this is actually a variation of a pose that we call chair pose. I always call it easy chair when we're doing it balanced. Very nice. Now here's the kicker on this pose. Good, float your arms out to the side. Float your arms forward. Now lift your sternum right here and hinge forward. Good, so balancing chair. Excellent. Now keep thinking upward through your body. Good. Excellent. Now if your arms don't like to be out here, you can also do this. That's a nice variation. Good. And then reach forward and flow your hands down. Now come back upright. Good. Slide that leg down. Excellent. Slide the other leg up. Good. Now what you want to make sure of is when you put that foot up there, feel your ankle bone right here and have the ankle bone on the outside of the supporting leg. So your whole foot is not attached. Now if it would look like this if you were doing it the other way. See how my foot is circled up like this? Slide the leg out so that your foot relaxes in that position. So first thing we do, start up higher. Take a big inhale. Good. Readjust your clothing. Good. And hinge forward. Good. Excellent. Then after a moment, maybe you shift again. Now you'll feel different sensations from one side to the other. So just notice which side is your strong side where it really resisted you doing this. Maybe your knees up higher in the air. Maybe it's just an awful lot of sensation. Good, so one side will be grumpy that way. The other side will go, no worries, let him go right there. Excellent. Now, come back upright for a moment, leave the leg there. Good. Flow the arms forward. Good. And hinge forward from your hips. So really draw your shoulder blades together and back. Good. Notice the minute your body moves forward, you get a lot of sensation in that thigh. Make sure it's not in the knee, but it's in the thigh. Good. Spread the toes wide, that foot on top. Good. Excellent. Yep, you do that other arm position for sure. Wonderful. And then flow back up. Good. So seated chair. Good. Let that foot come down. Very nice. Now, go ahead and slide the legs forward. Good. Bend your knees a little bit. Good. And put the soles of your feet down. Good. So kind of come forward. Like if your feet were here before, just move them forward maybe about 3 or 4 inches. So think again about that chair pose. So inhale, breathe out to the side. Hinge forward. Good. Excellent. So you want to have a sensation of the heels of your feet being under your knees. Good. Maybe you lift your arms up. Now if that doesn't work for you, no worries. You can come back here or come here. All good. Excellent. And then flow back upright. Hands can come down. Very, very, very nice. So on our next pose, and we have one more challenge pose here, or more sensation pose. Good, we're going to slide back a little bit in the chair. Good, bring your back to the chair. And of course, in this one, because the seat slants back so much, we'll bring our pelvis to the chair. Good, and then grow upright from there. Good. So on this next one, go ahead and cross your ankles. So let's cross our left ankle behind our right one. And so when we do that, lift up really tall. Good. Excellent. Now, what we're going to do is slide down on that left side. So slide down, hold on to the rung on the other side. Good. So, good. Other way. Go. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Good. Very nice. Excellent. Good. So you're holding on the chair so you don't fall over. That's a technical term. No falling over, okay? Good. Flow back upright. Good. Now, switch your feet. Good. The other hand reaches down. Sit up really tall and shift, shift, shift. Good. You can look over your shoulder if you like. And keep reaching down towards the floor. Good. With that arm. The other one's holding the chair so you don't fall over. Actually, if I wanted to sound even better, I'd say, look over your shoulder and hold on to that chair so you feel very secure in your position. Good. Flow back up. Now we're going to change it just a little bit. Bring both balls of the feet to the mat. So just push balls of your feet down. Good. And we're going to extend again. But what we're going to do is we'll reach the arm up. Good. And then reach, slide down. So you're not holding on with your hands now. So you're sliding down like you're trying to touch the mat. Good. Keep both sit bones on the mat. Good. On your chair. Good. Squeeze your thighs together. Excellent. Flow both arms up. Good. And on the other side, same thing. Squeeze, 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 and reach to the side. Reach, reach. Lateral movement is really healthy for our spine, along with rotational movements. And forward flexion, good, as well as extension. All of those movements are natural movements for the spine. We help keep it healthy that way. Excellent. And then flow the hand down. Very, very, very nice. Now, as we hold on to the chair, slide forward again. Good. Find the edge of the seat with your bottom. Good. Apparently people have sat on the edge of this seat a lot. Reach back, hold the chair. Good. Now, I want you to think about extension, which is what we're doing here. Good. Tilt your tailbone up and back so you can feel your spine arch just a little bit. Good. So a little arch. Good. Very nice. And then come back upright. Slide your hands down. Now put your hands under your thighs. What we're going to think about this time is when we flex forward, you want to think about, imagine you're going to bring your torso on top of your thighs, whether it ever touch or not. So slide your hands forward so they come behind your legs. Now you can actually keep your hands on your legs, or you can go under your thighs if you like and hold each thigh. So let your chin come to your chest. Good. And keep sliding down. So this is seated forward fold. Good. Just let your chin touch your chest. And especially let your tailbone feel heavy, like it's glued to the mat. That feels good. Very good. Excellent. And then let's flow back upright, one vertebrae at a time. Excellent. Very, very nice. So here, the next one, we're going to do that one more time. Good. And remember, as you go forward, each time you flow forward, you might find a little bit more depth in the pose, meaning it might go a little bit deeper for you. So take a big inhale. And then exhale, slide down into the pose. And remember, you don't have to actually touch the thighs. You need to just think in that direction, whether you'd ever touch or not. Good. So before we were focused on straight spine. Now let your spine round. Nice. Very, very nice. And then flow back upright. Good. Hands on your knees. Now let's imagine a scared cat. And so a scared cat makes its back a dome. So take a really big inhale and let your chest come down towards your thighs, chin towards your chest. Now you're literally rounding your back like you're collapsing your chest down. So just round your back and then inhale, push into your thighs, come up really, really, really tall. Good. And again, round your back down. Good. And then flow up nice and tall. Excellent. One more time. Let's round it down. Tilt your tailbone up towards your nose. Good. And then flow back upright. Excellent. Now take a really big inhale and just turn to the side. Use the back hand to touch the seat of the chair. Look over your shoulder. Good. So just a little twist. Good. And let's take a big inhale and just go the other way. Look over your shoulder. Very nice. And then come back to the center. Now as you're sitting here, go ahead and slide back in the chair again. And as you do that, this time let the back touch the chair. Good. You can cross your ankles. You can have your feet straight, whatever feels comfortable for you here. Just turn your palms up. Good. And we'll move into seated Shavasana, or resting pose. So here, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Shut your eyes so you don't get distracted by visuals. And so go ahead and close your eyes and just focus back on your breath again as you inhale and exhale. Let the breath come back to the steady rhythm that it had previously. Now, as your mind is starting to settle and your breath is starting to settle, perhaps you send a positive thought to yourself. Maybe it's an affirmation. I am strong. I am focused. I do good. I am happy. You fill in the blank. And allow it to be an affirmation that you can take away from your practice today. And when you need that little pick-me-up, you can think your affirmation to help recharge you. Recharge your system, recharge your attack on the day. Now, if your mind gets busy, just focus on your breath. Maybe you take a moment now to just think about your happy place. Where is it that you'd like to go to, that you can conjure up that thought of it? Maybe it's the beach with the ocean, waves coming to shore. Maybe it's a mountain stream. And just find that place that can bring that release and recovery to you. And now take a moment and send this positive thought out to the very first person who pops in your mind. You thought of them first because they need that positivity from you. Very, very nice. Now, slowly open your eyes. Good, and as we get ready to seal our practice today, just a note to our viewers to, if you enjoy the things that you see in our yoga classes or our other activities of Henrico Recreation and Parks, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because there's a plethora of yoga and exercise and crafts and activities for all ages there. And be sure and share. Don't miss our Facebook page too. So check in if you like what you see. There's more of it out there. Join the fun and join us. So as we come together to finish our yoga class for today and seal this practice, the light that shines from within each of us present here today, that light that makes us unique, we share it, and the positive energy it's created by that sharing. We come together and we share yoga and community. Thank you for letting me lead your practice today. Namaste.